thank you so much for joining us. My name is Crystal Scott, and I am the Director of Resource Development at Pensacola Habitat for Humanity. Joining us today is Miss Juliana Benson. She is our Outreach Marketing Coordinator. Juliana, thank you so very much for coming on to the show and chatting with us about our Homebuyer program.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. I thought that you would be perfect to talk a little bit about some of the qualifiers for our Homebuyer program, and then I also wanted to touch a little bit on your Americorps experience, because I know that you are an Americorps member, and national service is kind of in the media currently, and so tell us a little bit about your experience as an Americorps member at Pensacola Habitat.
Sure. So the Americorps position actually kind of fell into my lap by accident, which I'm very glad it did.
We're so thankful to you.
But basically, the Americorps program is an opportunity for people to get engaged with lots of different nonprofits, organizations across the United States, and help them to combat some issues that are currently pressing in society and in our communities. And specifically, Pensacola Habitat for Humanity attacks that issue of housing and how do we fix that issue. And it's been really, really neat working with everyone in the team. Not only do you get experience within your own department as an Americorps member, but you actually get to have experience in lots of different departments, lots of different options. And so I think that I have a really well-rounded view of how the whole organization works, how nonprofits function, and I really learned a lot. But most importantly, I think the interactions with the home buyers has been really influential.
Absolutely, and you interact with our home buyers pretty much on a daily basis. So I can only imagine how that kind of enhances your experience, and I feel like you've learned a lot. I hope that you've learned a lot.
Absolutely.
A little bit about if somebody's interested in becoming an Americorps member, how might they go about doing that?
So they can actually go to our website if they want to learn about being an Americorps member with us at Pensacola Habitat for Humanity, just at pensacolahabitat.org. If they're interested in learning about other Americorps opportunities, there are other ones all over the U.S. as well. So if you're watching and you're not here in Pensacola, you can also reach out to them as well.
Awesome. So outreach coordinator, I know that you wear a lot of hats within within our organization, but tell us a little bit about some of the things that you do on a regular basis, and talk a little bit about your position.
Yeah, so as you said, there are many hats to this position. I feel like they kind of separate into three different things. The first off thing is business-to-business outreach. So I interact with a lot of businesses in the community. I go out to them, network, try to see if we can not only get the information out to their current employees, but also see if those businesses want to sponsor with us. See if we can get them, maybe to come to our events, have their home buyers or have their employees apply to our home buyer program, and make those connections out in the community, because that's kind of how we function, is working with our community to make it better. So that's the first biggest aspect, I think. Also, too, I work in the marketing and social media department as well. So I basically will, work on social media, marketing efforts, and lastly, working directly with our home buyers. So anyone who is interested in the program and they give us a call, they'll send you over to me or my other coworkers, and we basically help you get through that process, tell you how to apply, and make sure it's very easy for you so that you have everything you need to know in order to get started.
Awesome. And you mentioned social media. How can our viewers find and follow us?
Sure. So we're actually active on Facebook, Instagram, and also LinkedIn. We're on Facebook. If you go look for us, it's the Pensacola Habitat for Humanity Homebuyer Program, and the same thing as well on Instagram. If you search that, you should be able to find us just very easily, and we update regularly. So it's great to follow, because not only do you get tips and whatnot about maintenance for home maintenance, but you also get the latest and greatest updates in terms of what we're doing in the Homebuyer program.
And lots of cool videos and information about the Homebuyer program, and little tips of information that are helpful for anybody, even if you don't own a home through Habitat. Just some home buyer tips, homeowner tips, and things like that. So it's a really cool page to follow. If you haven't seen a Pensacola Habitat house lately, I think that you really should. I wanted to talk a little bit about some of our open houses that we have, and then also a little bit about some of our style changes and some of the plans that we're now offering through the Homebuyer program. Our new construction, our houses are gorgeous. Talk a little bit about that.
Absolutely. So one of the coolest things that I think about our program is the fact that we actually have open houses you can come and visit. You can walk through a house, see what it looks like. We can point out the different types of amenities to you. You can ask all sorts of questions. You actually get to see it in person. We have those every month. And so if you go to our website, pensacolahabitat.org, go to the Homebuyer page, that's where you can see that schedule, see when we're going to be hosting those. However, we are moving to a new model home, which we're super excited about. It's going to be on East Street, and that will actually be our permanent model home for 2019. And we'll have some of the newer things that we're offering. So that's going to be a very exciting one to come visit, because you'll actually get to see what is the newest, style of home and all that sort of thing.
Kind of the latest and greatest.
Yes, absolutely. So I love hosting those because it's a lot of fun to be able to show people it, and people get so excited to actually be able to walk through it and not just see it on a picture.
Right. And I think that's one of the things, I guess, kind of the misconceptions about Pensacola Habitat and homes built by Habitat is that, for so many years, people thought of our product as kind of being subpar.
Sure.
And now, if you're driving down the road, you can't tell the difference between a house that we built and a house that, some highly regarded developer
Right,
built.
and two, on our website as well, if you go to just the general home buyer page, you actually can see a walkthrough of the home. So not only pictures, but you can virtually walk through the home at home.
Yeah, and it's really, really neat. It's a cool program that we've been able to use through Exit Realty, but it's a Matterport, and so you can basically virtually tour a couple of our plans. And we actually have 7 plans that we offer currently. Tell us a little bit about some of the choices that we're offering, and like some of the areas that we're building, and the choices of interior stuff and exterior.
So we actually build in Escambia and in Santa Rosa County. Sometimes people don't realize Santa Rosa, since our office is located in Pensacola. We build in both counties, and we build in desirable places in the community. So we go out and hunt for those lots that are going to be really good places for families to build their homes on, or even if you're just an individual person who wants to have a home, we're looking for you. And we build in those areas. We pick lots in those areas so that when people come to the program, they have that option of where they want to go to and where they purchase, which is a pretty big, neat part of our program too. You actually get to pick that location. You also get to pick your colors, floor plan, door color, house color. These are all things that honestly make it feel like you're just going with a builder. In a sense.
Yeah.
So.
And truly you are just going with a builder.
We're just a builder at the end of the day, really.
Yeah, cabinets and interior flooring and things like that. So we are going to cut to a commercial break. When we come back, we are going to have one of our new homeowners, Miss Shalon Manuel, and we'll be right back.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
If you're looking for an affordable mortgage, we would like to offer you the deal of a lifetime. Pensacola Habitat for Humanity offers a 0 APR mortgage with a low down payment. Here's the really big news. We are building high-quality, award-winning homes for qualified home buyers in desirable areas of our community. To see if you qualify and apply online, learn more at rethinkhabitat.org.
Since 1981, we've built more than 1,300 homes in Escambia and Santa Rosa counties. Love built this home, and love keeps it. Pensacola Habitat for Humanity.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for sticking around. We are here chatting a little bit about Pensacola Habitat and the Homebuyer program. And I am joined now with Shalon Manuel. She's one of our newest homeowners.
Hello, thank you.
Thank you for joining us. And we are also joined with Miss Juliana Benson. She is our outreach coordinator at Pensacola Habitat. So I want to just talk a little bit about, Shalon, what led you to decide to apply for a mortgage through Pensacola Habitat for Humanity?
Well, it started out as a renter. It became difficult renting, so I was faced with eviction, and a friend of mine mentioned Pensacola Habitat. A little skeptical about it at first because, it wasn't something it was first for on my mind. But being a homeowner, it dawned on me that this could be a good opportunity for me. And so I applied.
And we're so glad you did.
Me too. Thank you.
So glad you did. I know that with a lot of home buyers who go through our program, they just experience this kind of transformation because the power and stability that come with home ownership is just truly something that's it's kind of not describable. Tell us a little bit about that and some of the recent changes that have happened in your life. You've been in your home since
October 6th.
I know that you knew that closing date. So
it's very important to me, that date.
I remember that day.
A fairly new homeowner. But just tell us a little bit about some of that stability and some of those things that have changed, going from being a renter your entire life to now owning your home.
The difference, I think, from being a renter to owning your own home is the fact that you're investing in yourself. When I was renting, I was paying a little more than my paycheck a month, and going through Pensacola Habitat, that has gone down drastically, like extremely. And I'm thankful for that. I thank God for it, and I thank Pensacola Habitat for it.
And I know that when we were talking, we just got back from D.C.
Yes.
We had a blast. We went to Habitat on the Hill up there, Shalon and I did. We were talking a little bit about some of the money that you're saving and you're actually able to save now, whereas, before you didn't have that money to save. And so being able to put back a little bit and how it's really changed just in these, 4 or 5 months. Juliana, what can applicants expect if you are considering becoming a homeowner? What are some of the things that an applicant could expect when applying?
Sure. So in the past, we actually had a paper application, but now we are online, which is great because that means, you can do the application in your pajamas at night. You can do it on your phone. You can do it anywhere. You can do it on the iPhone, tablet, or computer. And basically, you just go to that website, apply.pensacolahabitat.org, create an account, and you start your application. It's pretty straightforward, a lot of just basic information, past addresses, stuff like that. And then in terms of documents you need, the 2 basic things you're going to need are your driver's license and then your proof of income. And depending on what that is for you, it'll tell you on the website what you need to upload. And if you have a co-applicant, you just upload the same thing for them. So you can do that anywhere, like I said, but if you do need assistance, you can just call us and we actually can make an appointment with you, and you can use one of our kiosk computers at the office. So you don't have to worry about, I don't have a place to do it. You have a place at our office to do that.
And those kiosk computers are really cool because they're located right behind you.
Yes.
And you
get
you're
to
there
hear me talk.
to answer any questions
it's perfect.
and just kind of walk people through if they need it. But if they don't need assistance, then it's just super easy.
Go for it.
You can go ahead and apply.
Yeah.
I have talking a little bit to Shalon about the difference in your daughter. I know that she is such a cutie patootie. She is 6.
Yes.
And just the excitement of you had mentioned to me the story about you bringing her by the slab. And
oh gosh.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, for a while I hadn't said anything to her. The whole application process from beginning, I hadn't said anything to her because I was still waiting for the final okay. But when I got the final okay, I was so excited. I told her the next day, and we literally had to go by the property while it was still grass.
Oh, wow.
And every day since then, she has been wanting to go to the property to see it. And I had to take pictures of her every day of the process. And I think she was more excited than I was about the whole thing.
She's a cheerleader.
Yeah, she was more excited, and I was a bit more nervous. But I was excited. But I think she took all the more the excitement than I did. But and she's she's loved it ever since.
Yeah.
She told everybody about it all day long, every day at school. So.
So cute. And a little bit about, before we cut to break, a little bit about your experience. I know that one of our requirements within our Homebuyer program is some of our courses in our Homebuyer prep classes and things of that nature, and the sweat equity hours that we require. Tell us a little bit about that experience.
It's a total of 200 hours I had to do. 15 of those hours had to be accomplished every month. And the 100 of those hours, I believe, I had to do construction, and the other hours were workshop hours, which were really great. I learned a lot, and every single one of them was worth it. And the volunteer hours with the Restore, I worked at the Restore, which I loved. And most of those hours you can do, some of the rest of those hours you can do other volunteer work around the community.
Yeah. Very neat. And sweat equity, you know, it's kind of weird that we call it that, but it truly is you getting out there and sweating. And
yes.
If you're not building on your own home, you're assisting a different home buyer in our program with their hours. So it's just another component, as well as those classes. I mentioned the homeowner preparation courses, and you know, we're not just a bank or a mortgage company, and you know, we're actually preparing you to become a better homeowner, preparing you to be a better neighbor,
Yes.
and preparing you for what it's like to be a homeowner, and
Yes.
you know, not having a landlord to call and say, hey, come and fix this, and whether they come or not is a different story, but
Right.
but you know, really preparing you for the experience that you're about to
Oh, yeah.
to have. Juliana, just quickly, who would you encourage to apply for our home buyer program?
So our program serves families from modest to moderate income, and I would honestly tell people that a lot of people don't realize they qualify. And if you're out there and you're thinking, I'm not sure if I qualify, take a look, go to our website, go through the different qualification checklists and see if maybe you do. Because a lot of people don't realize they qualify, and a lot of people also don't realize we don't have a wait list. So you have nothing to lose when it comes to applying for the program.
Yeah, and I think that that's one of the most common questions that we get is, you know, I think that I've got a waiting list, you know, or, you know, I don't want it to take too long. And really the time that you're waiting is the time that you're waiting for your house to get built.
Right,
Exactly.
right.
How exciting is that?
Exactly.
Well, we're going to go to break. When we come back, we're going to have these lovely ladies join me again. So I hope that you stick around, and we'll see you in a couple minutes.
Pensacola Habitat for Humanity's mission is to use local volunteers and community partners to help our area residents obtain affordable home ownership. We build quality, award-winning homes in Escambia and Santa Rosa counties. Our simple model, we give a hand up, not a handout, helps to build happier, stronger families. And stronger families mean stronger communities. For more information about how Pensacola Habitat builds homes, community, and hope, check us out at rethinkhabitat.org.
Since 1981, we've helped more than 1,300 families transform into proud homeowners. Homeowners who have invested in themselves and their communities. We're Pensacola Habitat for Humanity, transforming communities one homeowner at a time.
We're back, and we are joined with Miss Shalon Manuel. She is one of our homeowners now. And then we're also joined with Miss Juliana, and she is our marketing outreach marketing coordinator. I think
all of the above.
I think that I've said your title wrong or different.
Hey,
in
like
each.
wear many hats.
There
My
you go.
name is just kind of the same thing.
There you go. Well, I
all the
did.
same.
Yeah, exactly. I did want to mention to our viewers about how we're able to keep our homes affordable for our home buyers. And there's just some really standard things that we look at. We look at every part of the process, from the purchase of land in these desirable areas that you mentioned. We look at the affordability of the family.
Sure.
We look at all of the things that factor in to be sure that when you get into your home, you're going to be able to afford the payment. And the biggest thing that's kind of, nobody can compete with what we're offering is we're able to offer a 0% APR mortgage, meaning that you're not paying any interest on the mortgage for the life of the loan. And how we're able to do that is it's very simple. We utilize volunteers for some of our construction. We utilize donations from our donors and our stakeholders in the community. So all of these things go into that affordability factor, and we pass those savings down to the home buyer. So I just wanted to mention that.
Yeah. Yes.
Talk a little bit about the deal of a lifetime.
Yeah, and it truly is a deal of a lifetime in the sense that, like you said, you're not going to find that anywhere else. And something big that we talk a lot about and what we think a lot about is building wealth in a family. So for example, if you're using your money instead of rent, if you're using it to put that into your home, not only are you in a home and you own that home, but that money over time is building, and it's building for you and your family, which is really remarkable. The other big factor too about home ownership is that it affects a lot of different parts of your life. So for example, homeowners have reported that they actually feel a sense of achievement, happier. Also too, it shows that health actually improves a little bit. And it makes sense if you think about it. A lot of the factors that go along with renting and that instability would make things harder. And so once you're in that home, people also too report more stability and have that along with their children doing better in grades with school. So there's a lot of things that it impacts. It's not just owning a home and having that home, but it's all these different facets of your life that get touched as well.
And as you're talking about all of these things, Shalon's behind you saying yes, yes.
I agree with all of that.
Yeah. When we were in DC, one of the main topics that they were discussing is, no matter if affordable housing is your thing or not, whatever your thing is, affordable housing connects to every aspect of everything, whether it is healthcare or your health or your stability or education. All of those things are directly related to your housing.
Yeah, it all kind of falls into place, I feel like, once you get that. Yeah.
Right. Shalon, any advice for anyone who is considering home ownership?
Yeah, go out and do it. just go out and get it done. Having a home and being a homeowner, like what you were saying, gives you the freedom to feel happy, safe, give your family security. It's a great investment. It's the best investment that you can give your whole family.
That probably you'll ever have.
That you will ever have. And don't worry about denial. Don't worry about being rejected, because no one there rejects you. I do not feel rejected at all. I feel loved. I feel like I'm a part of the family. I wish I could do more. I want to do more. I want to just dig in and get everything I can out of it. So Pensacola Habitat for Humanity brings a sense of you can do it, gives you pride, makes you feel as if you push through something. You've got a goal, you've got your whole life ahead of you when you can really get in and accomplish something. It's so much achievement in that. So becoming a homeowner and being able to do that through Pensacola Habitat, it's a great opportunity to give back to yourself, your family, and community.
Yeah, and I think that it's so important for, everybody wants something better for their children than what they had, and everyone wants something. The betterment factor is in us all, and homeownership isn't for everyone. But if homeownership is something that you're considering, I think that you should definitely consider Pensacola Habitat. We're serving a larger majority of people than we ever have.
Absolutely.
We're building beautiful homes. We're building in desirable areas. We're here and we're working for the folks who apply. And even though our process is comparable to applying through a bank or something like that, it's so much more than that, because the support system that you receive when you apply through Pensacola Habitat is there. So talk a little bit about that. What kind of questions popped up as you were going through the process? And that you were calling whoever and saying, "What in the world?"
Oh my gosh, the questions that would pop up were like, to me, ridiculous. But when I called, it was, no, That's not a ridiculous question. You want to know, you're concerned, and so we have the answers. So being able to have that freedom to call up anytime I felt like it, and someone greet me over the phone and say, oh yeah, we can help you with that. Oh yeah, we have an answer for that. Make me feel like, okay, I can call for anything. It doesn't matter what it is. Everyone there has been so supportive. And you begin to know them by name, and you become friends with them, and you build a relationship to the point where you feel like you're a family. Like, we went to Habitat on the Hill. I did not realize how big it was. And even as big as it is internationally, I felt such a big part of it. Even though I'm just a little homeowner, I felt like I was there doing a purpose, having some hand into this big organization that does nothing but love people and give them the affordable housing that they deserve.
Love it, love it, love it. And you did mention, and I know that I mentioned too, some of the homeowner preparation courses.
Yes.
Those are not just, and I don't think that everybody realizes that, but those are not just for Pensacola Habitat home buyers. Those are actually open to the public. And so if you're considering homeownership through other avenues, we welcome you to come in and take some of our classes. We've got a credit counseling class that we offer. We've got several other courses, home maintenance, how to be a good neighbor, all of these things that we're offering to our community and not just to our homeowners.
I find them on Facebook.
Yeah, and they are on Facebook, and we did mention the Facebook page earlier, so they're definitely there. Follow us on Facebook, visit us online. Juliana, any final thoughts quickly?
I guess the biggest thing that I would say is, if you're thinking about this and you're considering it, or if even you just want to see what happens, go for it, because all that can happen is good from this. Like she said, even if you get denied, let's say even if you get denied and you need to come back and reapply, we are here to help you. We're here to meet with you and help you make a plan so that home ownership can be achievable for you.
Achievable and attainable.
Yes.
Action words.
Yes.
All right. Well, that wraps up our segment. We appreciate you joining us. I hope you learned something, as always, and we will see you next time. Thank you.